Hey everybody, Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead. Well, it's hot. It is the beginning of our heat wave down here in southeast Kentucky. And I was out there this morning. I was starting to dig my first post hole for the buck barn fence, and I had to go and make a run to the Dollar General because I was out of off. And around here, if you're going to be doing any work outside, you got to have something to keep the biting insects off. We got mosquitoes, we got like 3 different kinds of biting flies, you know, and so I get all eaten up anyway this time of year. So I had to go to Dollar General and get some more off. I didn't have enough left this morning to take care of it. And also need some more half and half for my coffee. So that was crucial. Pardon me, I got glare bouncing off the windshield of the truck right into my eyes. So hopefully the lighting's not too bad. But didn't want to have you the other way around because then the glare would have been bouncing into you. Well, behind me is the brooder box I need to dismantle and get put away. I haven't done that yet because I had to use it the other day to because I had one of the younger chicks got out and in with the bigger birds and got pecked, so I had to separate it for about 24 hours. Ended up getting a purple head. So, and anybody who's used Blue Coat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see, we're just trying to get that glare to stay out of my eyes. I guess if I don't move too much, it won't be a problem. Also did a little bit of mowing. I had to mow a certain area that was getting really tall and it was starting to get aggravating. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that earlier because I had to charge batteries. So I had to wait to do any mowing, so needless to say, I didn't get as much mowing done as I wanted to. But at least I got something done. I had to take care of the chickens in the coop. By the way, if anybody wants a rooster, I get a whole mess of Orpington roosters, and some of them are really pretty. You know, I'll make you a deal. I got to do something with them. They got to go. One way or another, they got to go. So anyway, I figured since I didn't want to do another video of me digging a hole for a fence post. That's like so boring. You know, there's no sense in showing that. I thought, well, you know what? I've had a couple of people that, you know, I've talked about the carnivore diet that I'm on, and they don't really quite understand it. Okay, so I figured, well, okay, I'll touch base on that. I'll do a video on that. So this is what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, what it is, the string is annoying me. Okay, this is what you got. You got keto, ketovore, and carnivore. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what they have in common and what the main differences is. Okay? The number one, okay, there's 3 main things. Elimination of all seed oils, aka vegetable oils, from your diet. Crisco, vegetable oil, peanut oil, sunflower oil, canola oil. If it's liquid, generally speaking, and if it comes from a seed, and most of them do, soybean oil especially is really bad. Don't use them, because there is a direct correlation from the increase in the use of those oils and the increase in heart disease and other autoimmune diseases. Okay, there's a direct correlation. Okay. So seed oils, gone. second thing is grains. That's wheat, the cereal grains, okay? Wheat, ground into flour, corn, any corn products, oats, barley, any cereal grains, okay? Gone. Well, I eat cereal for breakfast. Isn't that the best thing for you to eat? No. They're very inflammatory. So, seed oils, cereal grains, and the other thing, and this one is really hard. You thought that those other things were hard to get rid of. This one is the hardest because we are, I'd say a good 98% of us are addicted to it. And that is sugar. Total, get rid of it in your diet. No ice cream, no cookies, no cake made with sugar. Okay? So, those are the three main things that are in common with all three of these diets. Okay? Completely remove from your diet. Okay? Now, what you do need, what is common, okay, with all three of these is fatty meat. Fatty cuts of meat. Okay? Chicken with the skin on, salmon, because that's a fatty meat. They recommend wild caught, and I've heard that for years, okay? Beef, fatty cuts of beef, high fat ground beef, lamb. We all know how fatty lamb is. Let me see here, what else? Did I say chicken with the skin on? Not your boneless, skinless chicken breast. No. But the dark meat with the skin on, okay? Pork, fatty cuts of pork. Bacon is a health food for all three of these. Keto, ketovore, and carnivore, okay? Bacon is a health food, basically. Sorry, I'm getting distracted from inside. Let me see here. So that's what they all have in common, okay? What you remove and what you include, okay? The fats that you include are beef fat, tallow, the fat that comes with the meat, lard, if you don't have a problem with pork, acceptable fats are, oh, just a second, one more thing, besides tallow, lard, butter, real butter, not margarine, butter. Not margarine butter combination, butter, okay? And if you can get raw butter, that's even better. But we all can't get raw butter. Okay, so those three main fats, okay? Then the other acceptable fats are olive oil, if you can get real, honest to goodness olive oil, which apparently these days a lot of olive oil producers, they kind of thin it down with some cheaper oils. I didn't realize that until not that long ago. So I've got a good stock supply of olive oil. And I wouldn't be surprised if this brand that I bought had, watered it down, so to speak, with vegetable oil. And they don't always tell you. For whatever reason, you think that they would have had to put it in the ingredients list. So I don't know that they do. It's rather dishonest if you ask me. So anyway, olive oil. Avocado oil is also acceptable. But again, there's that risk that certain companies may cut it with vegetable oil. So you got to be really careful. And the last one is coconut oil. Okay, which is solid at a certain temperature, and then it's a liquid at a certain temperature. Okay, I am stocked up on all three of those oils, And honestly, since I've been doing the carnivore, I have not used very much of those at all. But like, I'm not making my own mayonnaise right now because my kitchen's still not finished. So my stick blender is put away in a box somewhere, and I'm not digging it out right now. So that's what I would use most of those oils for, is for making my own mayonnaise, salad dressings, whatever. Okay, which right now I'm not doing. So so that's for the fat department. Okay, so what is the difference? Okay, what it boils down to is this: it's an individual thing. Okay, people go on these diets for multiple reasons, primarily health. Okay, now here's the thing with this way of eating. Okay, if you're overweight, it helps you to lose weight. If you're underweight, it helps you to gain weight. Okay, it's not a weight loss diet. This way of eating is not a weight loss diet. It just so happens there are a lot of us who are overweight, and there's a huge population, especially in the United States, that are overweight. So you're going to hear a lot of these people like me who are overweight, who are losing weight on this way of eating. But there are also those who were underweight for whatever reason, and they are gaining healthy weight. Okay, they're not putting on fat and being obese. They're coming up from, this is irritating me. They're coming up from being emaciated, just a walking skeleton, to being muscular, not having an unhealthy amount of fat. You need a little bit of fat on your body, just a little bit, okay? But you don't have to have as much as what I have. Okay, pardon me while I have a little drink. It is getting warm out here. Okay. So, different people have different health problems and different requirements. Okay. Keto it has a little bit more flexibility. What it is less than, let me make sure I get this right, less than 20 grams of carbohydrates. Okay. And how Dr. Berry, Dr. Ken Berry here on YouTube, he describes it like this: that half of your plate is fatty meat, okay, of your choice, and the other half is low carbohydrate vegetables. No rice, no potatoes, no pasta, okay, but say a nice lettuce salad. There's certain vegetables that are lower in carbs than others. Spinach, which has become very popular in its raw state, is the worst offender when it comes to oxalates. So I highly discourage you from partaking in raw spinach or even cooked spinach. And I love spinach, okay? That was one of those vegetables I always had, okay? And I loved it in many forms. And when I read about that, the oxalates in spinach and with how high it is, I'm not eating spinach anymore. But the thing that you've got to watch with salads, if you use store-bought salad dressings, and this is what I have found because I've been searching, they all have soybean oil. They all have soybean oil. You read the ingredients list. I've heard rumors that there's a certain brand out there that doesn't have soybean oil, but I haven't found it yet. Okay, not where I am. So I can make my own salad dressing if I had my kitchen finished, but I don't, and I'm not going to get into that. So, but I'm not eating salads right now anyway. I believe that like squashes are low in carbs. You can research your high carb and your low carb vegetables. But anyway, like I said, pretty much equal portions volume wise on your plate, not weight wise, because your vegetables are going to weigh less than your meat. But half your plate with meat, fatty cuts of meat, and half your plate with low carb vegetables. Okay. Now that's keto. Now ketovore, which is kind of halfway between keto and carnivore, is about 3/4 of your plate with fatty cuts of meat, and 1/4 of your plate with low carbohydrate vegetables. Okay, because some people, their body has a reaction to the vegetables, and you don't know this until you do your elimination. You try things out, okay? Like peppers, cucumbers, green salads, tomatoes. There are people that can't eat nightshades, so tomatoes are out. I'm just thinking off the top of my head some of the vegetables that I like. But, you know, I'm being distracted. But anyway, it's smaller portions of vegetables, even more so than the keto. So that's ketovore. And it's not even necessarily having vegetables at every meal, okay? And we're going to get to the number of meals. Now, carnivore is, like it says, no vegetables, period, none. Now, this is what I'm doing, for the most part. Every now and then I might have a couple of berries, like, I think it's been 2 weeks since I had any, that I have in my freezer. But it's very, very rare that I have any kind of vegetable or anything. It's all meat. That's what I'm eating. I am eating, of course, beef, since I have my steer in the freezer. Eating pork, and I'm eating a little bit of chicken. I'm not eating a lot of chicken, because chicken is higher in omega-6s. So if I find I'm getting tired of beef and pork, I'll get some chicken out just for something different. Okay. I also will buy some frozen shrimp, and I'll have that on occasion, just for something different. And I like shrimp, and it's high in iodine, so which, since my TSH was low, that's good to have. Okay. So, and now some people, and I mean, I was going to buy some salmon the other day, but they had a price for everything around it, but they didn't have a price on the salmon. It's like, I'm sorry, if I don't know what the price is, I'm not going to buy it. So I didn't buy the salmon, which was disappointing. Maybe when we go to town, I think it's next week we're going, go to Walmart, I think. Maybe they'll have some salmon if it's affordable, just for something different, you know. So, oh, and eggs too. Eggs are carnivore, okay? Now, and also dairy, any animal products, okay? Any animal products, and that goes for keto, ketovore, carnivore, okay? Any animal products at all, eggs and cheese and milk products, okay? Now, there's a caveat here. It depends on the individual, okay? Some people don't tolerate dairy products, okay? So that's out of their diet. Some people don't tolerate chicken eggs. That's out of their diet. They may enjoy duck or quail eggs, okay? Some people can't tolerate eggs at all. That's out of their diet. Some people can't tolerate pork. It's out of their diet, okay? It depends on the individual. And the same thing goes with the vegetables when it comes to those who are still having low quantities of carbs, okay? It depends on the vegetable, and you have to be aware of what's going on with your own body, Okay. There are even those who go to the extreme side of the carnivore where they only eat ruminants. Okay. That would be beef, lamb, goat, venison, buffalo. If they have a 4-chamber stomach, okay, if they're ruminant, that's the meat they eat. They don't eat pork. They don't eat seafood. None of that, okay? And that is because of their own makeup, how their body reacts to different meats, okay? So this is a Reader's Digest version, really, of all this. And I don't mean to make it sound complicated because it really isn't. I chose to go carnivore at this time because of the simplicity of it. Okay? Now, I always said my favorite meal was a steak and a salad. Okay? I always loved it. But because of the pollution of the salad dressings that are, convenient in the bottles, with the seed oils, which I really am trying to completely do away with that. I opted to just do away with that. Okay. And also, since my kitchen is not finished, I figured, you know what, just for the simplicity of it, I'm going to go carnivore. Okay. And I eat bacon, I eat eggs, I eat the beef, I eat the pork, little chicken, little fish, little shrimp, okay, just for variety. That is what I eat every day, okay? Now, and eggs and a little bit of cheese. And I have the half and half in my coffee. There are some people that use whole whipping cream, okay, the full-fat whipping cream. I've tried that, and if I don't have any half and half, if I have the whipping cream, I use that. But I find half and half is fine for me, okay? And maybe at some point I may pull back on the coffee, but for right now, this is what is working for me. Some people have to do away with the coffee. Some people are fine with the coffee. It doesn't bother them, okay? It's very, very individual, okay? It's whatever works for you. I have seen, for me, okay, my joint pain is gone, okay? I don't have any issues with my hands. The swelling is not there. Even though we're coming into a heat wave, the swelling is not there, okay? Not like I've had in the past. Another thing I just happened to realize today is I used to have an extremely itchy scalp, okay? Constantly. It itched constantly, okay? In school and whatnot, I was like constantly itching my head, and it's like, scratching at it, and it's like, it drove me nuts. Tried not to scratch in public because people think you got bugs. Never had lice in my life, okay? So it wasn't that. It just was always itchy, okay? It hasn't been itchy, I can't remember for how long. A couple of weeks at least, maybe longer. I just didn't realize it. So I don't know what was going on. But anyway, a lot of people go on this way of eating because of their health, okay? There are multiple doctors who post videos on YouTube here. Dr. Ken Berry, he's got quite a few. He's just a general GP, MD. There's Dr. Chafee, Dr. Baker. Those are just the ones that are in the forefront of my mind. I see them quite often, but there's other doctors too. There's a fertility specialist. There's a neurologist. There's a heart doctor. He wrote the book, Stay Off My Operating Table. Okay? There's a neurologist. There's a orthopedic surgeon. Multiple doctors from multiple disciplines that discovered this way of eating because of their own health issues. Health issues that they were seeing, the obesity, the type 2 diabetes, autoimmune issues, you name it, okay? They were having these issues, and as doctors, knowing full well that they should be eating the way that the American Diabetic Association recommends that they eat, which is what they were doing. They were following it faithfully, and it wasn't working. They were getting worse. So they started doing research, looking for what's going on here. They were just trying to fix themselves. And they discovered keto, ketovore, carnivore way of eating. Okay? And that's why they are promoting this. And there has been, I cannot tell you, there's been videos of people who have been healed. There's been, I see it, read in the comments from multiple. There's thousands of people who have had their disorders, diseases healed. Type 2 diabetes is the one you hear about most because that's an epidemic, okay? Arthritis, okay? Rheumatoid arthritis even. MS. All these autoimmune diseases, psoriasis, skin issues, okay? Psoriasis, eczema, you name it, even mild teeth issues, okay? If you have some mild cavities just starting, they will disappear. Cataracts, early cataracts, they'll improve. Macular degeneration in the early stages, that will improve, if not cure. Depression. How many people do you know that are on medication for depression? They go onto this diet mainly for weight loss, some of them, and all of a sudden they're not depressed anymore. They can come off of their antidepressants, okay? And it's just so many disorders, diseases that are either being cured or drastically reduced. Some of the issues that are even in my own family, okay? I'm not going to say who or how close relation or anything like that, but some of the things that are in my family, okay, or have been in my family. High blood pressure, heart disease, cancer. Oh, dear me. I'm going to cut this off because I need to take this phone call. Sorry, guys.